Arsenal, they always love the spotlight, but they can never spot the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, it's another wonderful night in the Champions League football. The big boys played yesterday night. Everybody, showcasing their talents, trying to qualify for the top eight. And those that were trying to qualify for playoffs were struggling. And the others that are not in the Champions League, they also had the opportunity to watch and enjoy good football in the top Champions League football. If you know what I mean, I didn't call names anyway. So this is the Champions League top eight. Well, you can see for yourself what the Champions League top eight table looks like. And I've said this before, this is not the first time of me saying it. There is this shift in dominance, in the Champions League dominance. I've said this before. Now, the Champions League has shifted from that Spanish dominance of Real Madrid, always going back to back wins in the Champions League. It has shifted from that Spanish dominance. And I can't really say where it shifted, but I'm going to say it has shifted more to England football. If you watch England football, you go know it's in me at the top. Now look at what the top eight looks like. There are 5 teams from the English football, from the English Premier League football. 5 teams in the top eight for the Champions League. Now that says a lot on its own. Talking about the English dominance, Newcastle is the only English team out of the 6 English teams that didn't make it up to the top eight. And that's because they faced PSG, the current European champions. They talk about PSG and they held them to a 1-1 draw, which is not an easy thing to do. I feel like in the next decade, in the next 10 years, English league is going to dominate European competitions. Yes, English football might have up to 5 Champions League in the next 10 years. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a particular English team. It might be shared among maybe Chelsea, 2 Champions League for Chelsea, one for Man City, one for Liverpool, one for Tottenham. I don't know how it's going to be shared, but maybe 5 Champions League at least for English football in the next Champions League. Then maybe the remaining 5 might be spread across the world. Looking at the Champions League table, you have Arsenal at the top of the table. I mean, as always, Arsenal, they always love the spotlight, but they can never spot the light at the end of the tunnel. That's our Arsenal brothers. It's all love. It's all love. They're my London rivals. I don't know, as a Chelsea fan that I am. Arsenal, we have seen this movie a lot of times. I mean, they always see themselves at the top of the table at the beginning of every league, just to see themselves off without a trophy at the end of the league. Arsenal, no Arsenal fan can come out and beat his chest and say, we have a trophy this season. Or let me say, an European trophy this season, or Premier League. They know what's coming for them. I mean, we have seen this movie a lot of times. It's all love, no hate for Arsenal. So, in the Champions League top 8, this is what it looks like. Real Madrid, I honestly don't understand what's happening with Real Madrid. Now, it is very easy to blame coaches for every little thing. Before them talk saying, Xabi Alonso, they do them. It's very easy to blame coaches, but you can clearly see this is not about your coach. I think the players, they need to be reminded what playing for Madrid is. They need to remember, they need to go back to the roots and understand the culture of Real Madrid, because honestly speaking, it doesn't feel like what it used to be. A Benfica goalkeeper scored a late 96th minute header. That's that's heartbreaking against Real Madrid. And Real Madrid will be going to the playoffs. I mean, who would have thought Real Madrid in the playoffs? That's one good thing about this Champions League new pattern of play. You never can say what's gonna happen.